Good evening, everyone. As businesses and their employees struggle to navigate the changes brought on by the coronavirus, city leaders across the area are being faced with struggles of their own, balancing budgets with huge declines in sales tax collections. Right now, Starkville aldermen are meeting to tackle the problem. WCBI Stephanie Poole is at City Hall. She joins us live with the latest. Stephanie.
That's right, Joey. The meeting has begun and board members are deciding whether or not to make budget cuts and furlough city employees. Mayor Lynch is proposing to cut her salary in the Board of Aldermen and department heads by 20%. Now, a few citizens are in the meeting and they are not too happy about this possible outcome. If the vote is approved, that means more than 15% of the city's employees will be furloughed. I'll have the full story in details tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock. But for now, reporting live in Starkville, Stephanie Poole, WCBI News.
Unemployment benefits are now available to more Mississippians. In today's COVID-19 briefing, Governor Tate Reeves announced the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. Money is being made available for self-employed, independent contractors, people that work for a religious entity or nonprofit employees, along with others that were not previously eligible. The job loss must be a direct result of COVID-19. Mississippi State Department of Employment Security leaders say they've added additional phone lines and hired at least 200 people to answer the phone to keep up with the volume of calls. They know people are still not able to get the help they need.
We are continuing to staff up and work to address the 14,000% increase in claims that has caused delays for the people. That work is ongoing. There is no simple fix, but I will tell you that I am proud of the efforts of these individuals at the Department of Employment Security. They are working day and night to continue to build capacity.
The state's new phone number and more information can be found on our website, WCBI.com. As we learn more about the coronavirus and how it spreads, guidelines can change, and they have. Our Cash Matlock speaks with area healthcare workers about how they're keeping up with those changes. He joins us live in the studio. Cash.
Joey, doctors tell me that they get updates with new procedures almost daily. Sometimes it can be challenging to keep the public informed with the most up-to-date information, and they're urging people to be careful with what they read online. Dr. Dustin Gentry is a physician at WINSTON Medical Center. Recently, he's posted updates on Facebook to help provide the public with the most accurate COVID-19 related information as possible.
There's no order that I know of that makes it illegal to be in public without one, but it's common courtesy right now in the times that we're living to make sure you're wearing a covering over your nose and mouth.
It's no secret there's a shortage in personal protective equipment. Some people spend time online arguing about whether or not surgical masks should be worn by everyday citizens or donated to healthcare workers and first responders. Gentry says for the average person, the face covering doesn't necessarily need to be medical grade.
It can be a handkerchief, a shirt. You know, I've even seen people do creative things with socks.
He says it's important to know that face coverings don't really protect the person wearing them.
It is to protect other people in case you have coronavirus and don't realize it.
According to Gentry, it's also important to know the difference in each mask.
Disposable surgical masks like this one are meant for healthcare providers who are in contact with patients. Then there are the homemade masks like this. That can be, and the one that's around my neck, that can be worn by healthcare providers, first-line workers. And then this is an N95 mask, and I see a lot of patients wearing them, and that's fine. But these are in short supply right now, and they need to be reserved for healthcare workers that are doing risky procedures like intubating people and doing things in the hospital setting.
Researchers are learning new information about the virus every day, and local doctors and nurses are working to keep everyone informed. And instead of getting your information from social media, Gentry says it's best to ask your local healthcare provider.
I think people should listen to their to the primary care provider that they have and follow, that they trust, that they've got rapport with, and just do what they're asked to do. And remember to wash your hands and hard surfaces often throughout the day, and to stay away from crowds right now.
For the latest information from the CDC regarding face masks, you can visit our website at WCBI.com.
A Mississippi-based discount retail chain is helping out the communities it calls home. Dirt Cheap is continuing to supply first responders with personal protection equipment. Today in Starkville, store representatives donated more than 500 N95 masks to the OKTIBBEHA County EMA. The EMA office will distribute them to various healthcare providers and first responders across the county. Dirt Cheap CEO Rob Lynch says the donation fits in with his company's overall culture of giving back to the community.
When Vice President Pence called on all businesses to donate several weeks ago, what they had in their inventory to get to the medical professionals and first responders, we'd already been doing it for a few weeks, and we were running out of what we had in supply, and then we went and bought some more and air freighted them over here. We pulled some strings, we made it happen.
Lynch says the company plans to continue looking for opportunities to give back. Earlier this week, they donated almost 1,200 masks to Lauderdale County. Some counties in North Mississippi are still seeing spikes in their cases of COVID-19. Allie Martin checks in from Chickasaw County, where local leaders meet regularly to share information and strategies to stop the spread.
So far, there have been 51 confirmed cases of coronavirus in Chickasaw County. But even before the numbers started going up, leaders of area towns and cities were sitting in on regular conference calls with MEMA.
They had more than that come through there.
Each Tuesday and Thursday, Chickasaw County EMA Director Linda Griffin joins other EMA directors in a conference call with MEMA.
They keep us updated on the personal protection equipment that's going out to our hospitals and our first responders.
Mayors of HOULKA and OKOLONA, along with the county fire coordinator, were sitting in on this conference call. After the state call, local leaders look at things they can do to help those who have tested positive for the virus and protect others. No one is sure why the numbers for Chickasaw County have spiked, but local leaders say the numbers alone can be misleading. They also believe the regular conference calls are making a difference.
That is from day one until now, and a lot of those 51 are perhaps have already gotten over it and are okay, but the number's still up there, so it's not really a true accurate number in my opinion.
We wanted to act as a county, one body, rather than what Okolona is doing, what Houston is doing, what HOULKA is doing, what Woodland is doing. So this just gave us an opportunity to be one body.
I don't know if there's any way to know exactly how many people have it. And so I just caution everybody to pretend everybody has it, guard themselves, and stay diligent.
Chickasaw County leaders believe the public's cooperation will continue. That's why they will keep emphasizing simple, common sense steps that can help keep everybody safe. In Houston, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Tomorrow, we'll visit another area county that has a surprisingly high number of COVID-19 cases for its population.
It's been a beautiful Tuesday, still gorgeous out there this evening. A live view in downtown Louisville, Mississippi. Look at all that blue sky. It has been a bit breezy. Those winds are relaxing a little bit. Up here in Tupelo with the MDOT camera there at McCullough Boulevard and 45. Temperatures in the mid and upper 70s still at this hour. So get ready for a great evening. Temperatures gradually cooling down into lower 50s later on. Generally fair this evening, but clouds will increase later on tonight. And for tomorrow, more clouds than what we had today. Temperatures maybe not as warm, but still mild, 70s. A good chunk of the day will be dry. Going into the evening, we'll have a chance for some storms tomorrow night. Some of those could be on the hefty side. Additional storms possible Friday night, but right now as we look ahead at the weekend, it's looking okay. We'll have that 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Columbus police make an arrest in a deadly shooting. 18-year-old Tyler Blackwell is charged with murder. This is video from the scene. The deadly shooting happened Monday afternoon in the 1600 block of 5th Street South. Blackwell remains in jail. His bond has not been set. 20-year-old Xavier Johnson died at the scene. Lowndes County Coroner Greg Merchant says a preliminary autopsy is expected to be done by the state medical examiner tomorrow. Columbus Police Chief Fred Shelton says the shooting happened after an argument. When police got to the scene, several shell casings were found and Johnson was seen laying in the street. Shelton says the shooting remains under investigation, but no other arrests are expected at this time. A former Starkville police officer is facing 5 additional child sex crime charges. An OKTIBBEHA County grand jury indicted Charles Jordan on 5 counts of exploitation of a child. The indictments allege Jordan contacted the victim several times in February 2017. Jordan was set to go to trial for a separate exploitation of a child charge 2 months ago. That trial was delayed. Prosecutors allege the previous incident happened in 2016 after Jordan responded to a juvenile runaway report. Months later, Jordan is accused of contacting the victim to check on her and sent nude photographs and videos, allegedly. No word on a trial date for any of those charges. At least one area high school will have a graduation ceremony this year. It's just going to be a little different. We have the details when we come back.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Joey Barnes.
Welcome back, everyone. A school district is doing its part to honor this year's graduates. In Aberdeen, the district is going virtual with its commencement. Our Quentin Smith speaks with a few seniors about the new graduation plan. He has the story.
Roughly 50 students are set to graduate from Aberdeen High School this year. And although the coronavirus is impacting the way the ceremony will be held, it's not stopping the students from getting their diplomas and celebrating this big milestone. For Paige Matthews, getting her cap and gown is a rewarding feeling. It means she's now one step closer to accomplishing her lifelong goal of graduating from high school.
I'm very excited. I thought that it wasn't going to happen due to the coronavirus, but we worked hard all 12 years, me and my classmates, and just seeing everybody make it is exciting.
Congratulations, Gabrielle.
The graduating class spent Tuesday morning picking up their cap and gowns and senior banners ahead of next month's graduation. But Matthews says this moment of excitement still does not erase the devastating feeling of having her senior year cut short.
Nobody knew that after spring break that we would never come back to school, so it was devastating our last few months of senior year and the plans that we had coming. It was crushing.
Some of those plans included banquets and, of course, prom. Seeing what the students are going through, district leaders wanted to ensure seniors would still have a graduation, so they came up with an alternative plan.
We hired a videographer, and he's going to come in on May the 11th, and we've told each student, each senior, that he or she can bring 8 people with them, and we're going to go into our theater and they're going to get their diplomas one at a time.
The videographer will then edit the ceremony and make it into a movie honoring the entire class of 2020.
We've rented a big screen. We're going to put the big screen up in the parking lot and show it like a drive-in movie.
The young scholars say they're appreciative of this gesture, knowing school leaders are going the extra mile to honor and recognize them for all of their hard work.
With all this going on, I hate we had to, graduate like this, but something is better than nothing, and yeah.
I thank my schools for not giving up on us seniors and just giving us a chance to have the moment.
The video will be aired at the high school on May 21st, which is also the date students were set to graduate. Reporting in Aberdeen, Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
Now, when the students arrive at that video airing to help practice social distancing, district leaders are asking folks to stay in their vehicle while the video is playing. All graduating seniors will get a copy of that video. That's a pretty cool idea.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's going to be like a drive-in graduation.
Old school.
Yeah.
Old school. Be a great night to be at the drive-in tonight. Look at this. Gorgeous weather here in downtown Columbus. We're dry. The air is very dry, but we'll moisten things up tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. That will fuel some storms. We'll talk about it next.
Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Today really was one of those Chamber of Commerce days. Gorgeous sunshine, warm temperatures, a nice refreshing breeze. Tomorrow still mild, 75 degrees or so. Let's just call it mid-70s. Clouds will be on the increase. A chance for some evening storms, some of which could be on the hefty side. But before that arrives, those storms, we are looking at a pretty decent day for us, but there will be some more cloud cover in the sky. Now, moisture will be on the increase. A flood watch is in effect, really a flash flood watch for the southern half of the area. That goes for tomorrow night into our Thursday morning because, yeah, we may see another 1 to 3 or 4 inches of rain, especially across the southern areas, again, where we just got blasted with 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of rain on Sunday. So probably not as much farther north, a little bit heavier farther south. And there will be some storms that will be developing in Oklahoma and Texas tomorrow. And that whole complex will move to the east. So there's a big area with a chance for some strong to severe storms. So it doesn't mean you're going to see it. It just means we're going to be watching it tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. But the wind today, a bit breezy. Check out the trees there in Vernon at Durham's Pharmacy, bobbing around with that northwest wind. Currently 75 degrees, a great evening developing. We are watching storms and blossom out here across Texas and Oklahoma. Those storms will be coming our way as we get into late tomorrow. So here we go. Here's the big picture. We have an area of low pressure developing that will drag this frontal boundary through here. And we'll have this wave of storms with a lot of lightning, gusty breezes, heavy downpours, maybe some hail. The odds of a tornado with this setup, relatively low. It's not zero, but it's not the big thing that we would be looking for. Wind and heavy rainfall, the primary threat late tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. So download the WCBI News app. Just have a way to get some morning information as you get into tomorrow night because these storms will be coming in during the middle of the night. Hour by hour this evening, looking great. Low 50s for our start temperatures tomorrow. Notice the clouds on the increase, but overall it should be an okay day. Winds start to pick up from the southeast, perhaps gusting to 25, but we should eke out temperatures in the mid-70s. By early in the evening, we'll be watching the west. Some of these showers could come on in early, and then by late evening and the wee hours of the overnight hours, we'll pause this at 2 o'clock in the morning. There could be a wave of strong gusty storms with some heavy downpours around here moving on through. So that's what we're watching out for. That's going to go away, it looks like, Thursday morning. We'll see some clouds and some lingering showers on Thursday. Even in the afternoon, can't rule out a shower. There could actually be some bigger storms just off the map here, just off to our east Thursday afternoon. I don't think we have to worry about that. We may have another round of storms, though, as we get into your Friday night and early Saturday. So 2 systems we're watching tomorrow night, Friday night. Your weekend's looking okay after we clear out the clouds Saturday morning. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, not too bad either.
Thanks, Keith. A former Mississippi State quarterback is trying to make the move from state to Sundays. More information on the NFL draft next in sports. Further.
In the midst of the NFL draft, one Mississippi State quarterback appears to be keeping his options open. Former MSU QB Tommy Stevens has reportedly met with the Tennessee Titans at the East-West Shrine Bowl ahead of the NFL draft on Thursday. Although the Titans likely won't use an early pick in the draft for a backup position, Tennessee is looking to add another one to its depth chart. Stevens has also had virtual meetings with a whole host of NFL teams, including the Kansas City Chiefs and the New Orleans Saints. Stevens earned the starting job for the Bulldogs after transferring from Penn State back in 2019. The Indianapolis native played 9 games for the Maroon and White, completing 60% of his passes for 1,155 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. The NFL draft again begins Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. Over in Nettleton, the Tigers have a new head football coach. Former Tupelo assistant John Keith takes over the Tigers. He replaces former 4-year head coach Ken Topps. Keith rejoined the Golden Wave in 2018 after spending 1 season as the head coach at Moorville. And during his 1 season at the helm of the Troopers in 2017, Keith led Moorville to a 6-5 record. Keith is also set to become the Tigers' athletic director. Over in Fulton, ICC center fielder Hope Harbin announcing on Twitter that she will be continuing her softball career with Delta State. The former Caledonia star was racking up runs for the 12th-ranked Indians prior to the 2020 season being cut short. Harbin had 18 hits and 15 runs in her 14 games for Itawamba. Harbin said ICC has felt like home, and she's looking forward to that same feeling at Delta State.
When I went on my visit there, it felt like ICC kind of. It kind of felt like home, and I felt like I should be there. I wish I could have gotten to finish my season at ICC, which got cut short because of COVID-19. But everything happens for a reason, and I'm just so happy that I get the opportunity to continue my career.
That's it for sports. Your last look is after the break. Stay with us.
All right, here's our 7-day forecast. We've got 70s here on just about every day here. So we're warming things up here in late April. Strong storms possible tomorrow night. We'll clear that system out. Another one possible late Friday into early Saturday. I think most of us will enjoy a pretty good weekend and some quiet weather, Joey, as we get into next week. We need a couple of days to dry out and just settle things down a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt.
We're pretty active around here.
It is April in Mississippi, but wow.
I know, right?
All right. Thanks, Keith. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Have a great night.